everyone, and welcome to another episode of Little Give. I'm so excited for you to meet our guest. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're all about.
My name is Elissa Mandel, and I am CEO of SpeechWorks by Elissa. I guide parents of nonverbal and speech delayed autistic children how to move their children up developmental milestones to learn how to talk and thrive and live independently.
Oh, wow. Okay, you got to tell us the backstory. How'd you get involved with this?
Wow, it started when I wanted to be a clown. No, um, that's a running joke. It's a true story, though. I was late diagnosed, going for my third master's degree in speech language pathology. This was in the 90s when there was no supports for adults back then. And so basically, I wanted to find a job that didn't require verbal skills. My verbal skills are pretty low, although I'm talking to you today. It takes me a lot of effort, and I have to process information and motor plan. But I originally wanted to be a clown, and I applied to clown school, got in, but my family was upset with that idea and thought I'd marry a clown, have clown babies, and pet elephants. So I took a sign language class and asked the professor, after I excelled tremendously in it, what path I should go down and use sign language with a career. And he pointed me in the area of speech language pathology. And during my first class, the professor said, "Plug your nose, try it, Cindy, and try and say, and you
Mhm.
can't do it because the air goes through the nose." So it was at that point I had to find out how the muscles work and how they coordinate for speech. I thought it was so interesting since we take that for granted. We learn how to talk through auditory feedback and move our muscles, but for kiddos on the spectrum, it's really difficult. They have different learning styles and they need more than auditory feedback to be able to move those muscles. And I also, because I was late diagnosed, started seeking out the most progressive techniques to help myself. And I just continued doing that for 30 years, not only seeking out progressive techniques for myself, but for my clients as well. And now I've combined them into one approach called SpeechWorks by Elissa, where I emphasize and teach parents about motor planning and auditory processing. Parent training is key to the rapid progress that I get.
Wow, that's so interesting. So you didn't just learn this all for yourself. You took this and you changed it to something that can help others. What was it in your journey that gave you that idea that, hey, maybe this is more than just something I can use, it's something I can teach other people to use?
Well, I've always they kinda came at the same time. I was trying to help myself, and I landed in the field of speech language pathology, and because I prefer not being verbal, I chose to work with nonverbal, children, first in the area of deaf and hard of hearing, and then when cochlear implants became more and more popular, it led me to, um, into the field of autism. And coincidentally, I was diagnosed going for my third master's degree. I had no idea. I had been working with autistic children for a few years at that point. And so at that time, when I got the diagnosis after completing so many degrees, it was an eye opener to say the least. I was given accommodations for the first time at the age of 28, where I began to thrive academically. How that happened was I was in Gallaudet University. It's an all deaf college, so I wanted to specialize in working with the deaf. And I was excelling extremely well in the clinic, teaching children of all disabilities and getting rapid progress. But academically, I was struggling, struggling to the point where the director of the program called me in and said that my grades were too low and I would be expelled that week. But at the meeting to determine my fate, the academic staff and the clinical staff had an argument and said she teaches like she wrote the books. Why isn't she reading the books? And immediately sent me to the mental health center for a neuropsychological evaluation. And that's where they found I had Asperger's, ADHD, and a learning disability. And they described the results were that my performance skills, my ability to basically put a Rubik's Cube together in 1 minute flat, was excellent and genius level, where my verbal skills were well below normal. And so that discrepancy really challenged me. I also had dyslexia where reading and writing was very challenging too.
Wow. So
Wow. So
how did
how
that
did
feel to go from, you're teaching all these people and you're helping all these people to from that to finding out, hey, now I know why I relate. How did that feel for you to finally get that and understand why you were struggling?
Well, I always knew something was different. I kept asking my peers when I was younger, do you feel that in your stomach? Now I know that's anxiety. Um, And I always separately knew that I worked well and learned where all the muscles go for speech and was able to get rapid progress from my clients. And when working with nonverbal or non speaking children, it was easy for me to communicate. So it all basically came together. Now that I'm in my 50s, looking back with a 30-year career, I can pinpoint, but at the time, I just was going with the flow and doing my very best. For me, getting the fastest progress for myself and my clients is so, so important. That's the number one thing that parents want, progress.
Hi, my name is Justin Clark, and I'm the president of the board of directors for Driving Single Parents, a 501c3 nonprofit serving the citizens of San Antonio and Bexar County, Texas. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the great work that our organization is doing for the citizens of San Antonio. What you're about to see is just a few photos and videos of the way that we're changing lives for single parents in and around San Antonio, Texas. Our first giveaway took place in April of 2017, just one short month after the formation of our organization. John, a Bexar County resident, was the victim of a horrible drunk driver incident. He and his daughter survived the crash, and we were so proud to give our first car to this deserving family. Fast forward to 2020, a very difficult year for nonprofits. We were able to secure 4 vehicles for single parents in need. Our organization, including our board of directors, list of partners, and portfolio of people we've been able to help in San Antonio, continues to grow, and it's all thanks to donors and local community organizations that have helped us along the way. This giveaway took place in 2021 and shows that we continue to help single parents even after the struggles brought about by COVID-19. Because of limited funds and the overwhelming need, we at Driving Single Parents are incredibly selective with the people we help. Some are victims of domestic violence. Others had a spouse pass away tragically, or otherwise fell on hard times. These single parents show adversity in the face of challenge and aren't looking for a handout. We offer a hand up and help get them back in the driver's seat. Many of the single parents we help go on to graduate college, get promotions, get married, mentor others, and some have even been so touched by the gift we gave them that they have decided to join our board of directors to pay it forward and ensure the continued growth of our organization. If you would like to help our organization continue to grow and continue to help single parents in need in San Antonio, Texas, and Bexar County, Texas, we would really appreciate your support. Please visit us online at www.drivingsingleparents.org. Thank you.
Once you got the diagnosis and you kind of got your footing with that, what happened next? What did you end up doing to help others after that?
After that, I was actually recruited from New York to Las Vegas as an expert witness in the area of autism and deaf and hard of hearing. And I started my career here um, in 2005. And I have been so blessed to have the most renowned mentors and that I've crossed paths with um, Tomatis and Dr. Deborah Swain, and their specialty is in auditory processing. And then Dr. Ivor Lovas's son was recruited to Las Vegas at the same time I was. So we've been in collaboration, making changes throughout the world. So it's been an exciting journey. I have opened in the last decade, I've opened my services more globally, but I say over the last 10 years, I've been searching for a way to reach more people. I have a small private practice, um, and I can only reach a handful of children and families. So I have been on a mission to find a way to reach more people. And in the last 5 years, I've been working with Tony Robbins and ClickFunnels and some other really great online business coaching um, coaches. And so they've led me to create an online global coaching revolution so I can reach more families around the world.
That's incredible. So tell us a bit about that journey and how that went.
Wow, that was an interesting journey. For me, I have a different learning style. I'm very visual. And so, based on the accommodations I was finally given in college, I needed one on one tutoring, I needed help reading. And so I do have a one on one assistant that helps me with everything. So to start, I had to educate a lot of the companies that I was working with to expand my practice, and they were able to give me accommodations in order to learn business marketing, which is something you do not learn as a speech language pathologist. And so that's been about 2 years, and I've mastered the skill, and it's inspired me to build a marketing university for neurodivergent adults, which will be coming in the future. The the adult um, the adult numbers for employment are very, very low for autistic individuals. Um, Self-employment, that's something I found early on that I thrive better with self-employment than I did working for a school district per se. When you're your own boss, you can accommodate yourself. And so I want to be able to give that to other people as well.
Hi, my name is Andrew Fraley, and I believe that sometimes we all need a little bit of help. If you're in the San Antonio community and you need some legal help, call me at 210-725-4658.
I love that. I love how you've taken your own journey and turned it into something to really help other people. What is your favorite part of what you get to do?
I love progress. I love waking I'm on call for my parents 24/7, and so I love waking up to videos and messages just explaining the progress and showing the progress that the child is getting on a weekly basis. That for me means the world.
Can you give the audience an example of a little thing that they could do in their community? It might just be a little gift on their end, but might make a big impact on the other side.
So something that parents can do is help other parents. A lot of the parents that come to me are in so much pain. They have lost hope. They have a new diagnosis they have to sort out. And so if it's it's the journey of finding all the resources out there that is so hard for a parent to navigate because they're going through all these different feelings
Mhm.
of grieving, feelings of losing hope, feelings of, I can't even put it into words. They're in a lot of pain because they are searching for resources out there, and most of the clients that come to me have been told repeatedly over and over that their child will never talk, will never thrive, will never live independently. And some of them stop searching and others continue. So the parents that are successful, I encourage them to reach out to another family and tell them what worked, tell them what didn't work so that they don't lose time. Time is so important for these families.
Absolutely. I'm sure that a lot of the uncertainty that is involved has got to be heart-wrenching for these families. So I'm so glad that you're there along with many others to help support these families during this really hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give the audience an example of a time in your life where somebody's done something little for you that might have just been a little give on their end, but really made an impact on you and in your life?
I'm so grateful to have so many little gives. I think of them as big gives. One thing that I have a strength in is asking for help. So when I'm stuck, I'm always asking for help, and the right person is always there willing to help me. So I'm really blessed that I have so many gifts in this life.
I love that. That's right. That sometimes when you need help, so many people just show up out of nowhere to give you exactly what you need in that moment. So that's a great example. What about nonprofits? Are there any nonprofits that you're excited about?
Yeah, I love, there's a nonprofit out in Los Angeles, is the home base. It's called Straight Up Abilities. And from time to time, when I have time, I help them as an assistant, especially with the motor impaired. They teach dance and performing arts, DJ acting lessons to individuals of all disabilities. And I actually DJ myself, and I really like fundraising for them because it's such a good cause. And it's not just, yes, it's a place where individuals can come together and socialize and have an interest that they love together, and form friendships. But they also are preparing them for a career. A lot of these individuals have an acting career or a dance career. They just got back not too long ago from the Royal Ballet. So they're doing some really, really wonderful things. And I am so blessed to be a part of their nonprofit.
I love it. This is a nonprofit I've never heard of before, but that's one of the beautiful things about this show is we get to have people like you come on and share these nonprofits that we've never heard of. And it's just incredible. So thank you for sharing that nonprofit. Why don't you tell the audience where they can find out more about you and all you do and get in touch?
Sure, but before I do that, I wanted to just say that Straight Up Abilities offers virtual classes for free every day at noon. For myself and my services, you can find me at yourchildcantalk.com, and they can reach me through email at Elissa at speechworksbyelissa.com, or they can text or call 702-733-TALK.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on today, Elissa. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to finally meet you face to face. And thank you
Absolutely.
for sharing my story and my unique approach to getting children to talk and thrive throughout the world.
Absolutely. We're so glad to do it and so glad to have you on. Everybody who's watching today, she told you exactly where to find her and all the ways to get in touch. If you were excited about that nonprofit, go to that nonprofit's website, find out more. And if it's something you're passionate about, go make a donation. $1 or $5 makes a huge impact to these nonprofits. Thank you all again for watching. And thank you, Elissa, for being on. And we'll see you all next week. If you enjoyed this episode of Little Give, head on over to our website. At littlegive.com, you'll be able to find all the information about previous episodes and past guests that we've had on. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on Little Give, all the information is also on the website. And if you have a nonprofit that you love and would like to recommend be on the show, all of that information is also on the website. We really appreciate you watching today, and we can't wait to see you again next week.